So, ready? Good. To be honest, yeah. Thanks. All right, so it's 1:32. This meeting's called to order. So that's agenda number one. So agenda item number two, are already moving in on a good pace. So agenda item number two, safe acknowledgement and pledge of allegiance by Commissioner Chavez.
In recognition of our saluting armed forces, everyday acknowledgement of our safe act, we ask that all active duty service members and veterans please stand. Thank you. There. We all ask that everyone else remaining, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Flag, United States of America. To the republic, it stands, one nation, God, visible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Chavez. So moving on to agenda item number three, roll call.
Hello? I'll do the roll call. Commissioner Crooks? Commissioner Palmero?
Present online.
Commissioner Jackson Kelly?
Present.
Commissioner McFadden? Commissioner Fulmer?
Present.
Commissioner Seto? Commissioner Noyola?
Present.
Vice Chair Chavez? Chair Gutierrez?
Present.
Chair, you have a quorum.
Can we note for the record that Commissioner McFadden is now here? Oh, all right, thank you. So moving on to agenda item number four. So commissioners, if you have not had a chance to look, please take a look at the minutes for last month's meeting. And we will, whenever you're ready, we'll take a motion to approve.
Commissioner Fulmer, I move to approve the minutes.
Mr. Crooks, I second that motion.
So we have a motion and a second. Can we take a roll call vote?
Commissioner Crooks,
Approve.
Commissioner Palmero,
Approve.
Commissioner Jackson Kelly,
Approve.
Commissioner McFadden,
Approved.
Vice Chair Chavez, Chair Gutierrez,
Approved?
Commissioner Palmer,
Approved.
Commissioner Noyola.
Approved.
Okay, minutes approved.
Thank you. So that was agenda item number 4. Moving on to agenda item number 5, the chairman's report. Okay, so the notice of meeting went out on July 14th at 9:40 a.m. So email subscription, for those that would like to receive that notice, you can sign up for the email subscription. Just visit the mva.lacounty.gov website, scroll down to the footer, and there will be a button there for the latest updates, and you can sign up there. Anyone that wishes to do public comment, there is a form that you can fill out and you can send through the website that will be provided to us prior to the meeting. If not, when you're here, you can sign up for a public comment, or online. We will also take your public comments for online the day of. So we're still scheduling some stuff. I know we have agenda item number 7 on today's agenda, the West LA VA North Campus. That was postponed until next meeting.
With contract security guard.
That was postponed until the next meeting. So agenda item will be taken off for today. Let's see, what else we have? Okay, so the public comment is, as we mentioned last time and we rolled out, we will have a general public comment, which is agenda item number 6 for any items not related to today's meeting, for anybody in the public to address the commission. Now, for specific agenda items, we will have public comment on those, but they are no longer going to be after every single agenda item. We will have that as agenda item number 12. So please, if you have public comment on any of the items, wait till agenda item number 12, and that is specific to what we talk about today in these on the agenda. So also a real quick thank you to Zuleida Santana, our chief deputy, who has moved on. She is now at the county CEO's office. So a very big thank you to her and all the impact that she made during her time here at MVA. And that's all for agenda item number 4. We'll be moving to agenda item number 6. Oh, one last thing. For those of you in attendance today, I apologize for the air conditioning, so it's a little warm today. I don't know if we can, maybe if we can open one of the doors or something, if it will help out for you guys. But please let us know if it gets a little too hot in here. So yeah, now agenda item number 6, general public comment. Is there anyone, we don't have any, I think, general public comment that we had received in advance. Is there anybody in the public that would like to do public comment?
Yeah, Mr. Chair,
General public comment?
yes, Mr.
No
Chair,
one in
my
the
name is.
public? Do we have anybody online?
Hi, this is Lori Sutton. I do have some public comments, please.
There's one. Okay, what was the name?
Lori Sutton.
Lori?
That's Loree. Last name is Sutton, Sutton. And I did sign up online, but it was this afternoon, so you may not have it yet.
Okay, thank you, Lori. So as soon as you begin, you will have 3 minutes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lori Sutton. As a combat veteran and the Army's ranking psychiatrist from 2007 to 10, I am proud to have served as the VCOEB Vice Chair from January 2024 through June 25. I'm here to speak about transforming the West LA VA campus into a flagship Pacific Branch National Veterans Park and fulfilling President Trump's executive order to establish a national center for warrior independence. That order calls on us to build not just housing, but resilience, self-sufficiency, long-term reintegration, and a vibrant, sustainable community. This mission must shape what we build and how we build it. Let's start with a critical question. Should we serve 6,000 veterans through only permanent supportive housing, or through a hybrid model that features multiple neighborhoods for a variety of veteran, resident, and non-resident populations coexisting together? The answer from veterans of all eras is clear. A hybrid model is essential. Permanent supportive housing alone creates an institutional feel rather than a neighborhood, and potentially public safety issues, social isolation, dependency, and despair, the very dynamics we're seeking to remedy. All veterans, whether striving, struggling, or stuck, benefit immeasurably from living in community with those who can share their stories and offer hope. Further, there is no successful precedent anywhere of a permanent supportive housing site at this scale functioning safely and effectively. In contrast, what has worked? Successful examples include the Fountain House and Clubhouse International model, the Presidio Trust in San Francisco, co-managed with the National Park Service, and the VA's own Whole Health model. West LA can combine the best of both: a Pacific Branch Veterans Trust, co-managed with the National Park Service, that designs and develops the North Campus to foster real community, fulfilling its intended purpose, and world-class VA healthcare offered on the South Campus. Imagine a master-planned campus as a dynamic veterans community that includes a diverse range of housing options, including student veterans, families, workforce, and permanent supportive housing, and transitional services, including intimate partner violence recovery and effective PTSD and addiction treatment. Vocational hubs and apprenticeships, including innovative training partnerships with California community colleges, union labor, and industry. Veteran-run programs which generate revenues, including hospitality, performing arts venues, service animal training, and incubators for fostering veteran entrepreneurship. In closing, Pacific Branch National Veterans Park fulfills the intent of the original land deed, meets the requirements of the National Center for Warrior Independence, allows the VA to focus on its core healthcare mission, and builds a replicable national model rooted in respect, dignity, and design excellence. Weary veterans and their families are watching elected officials and agency leadership at this moment, wondering whether they can dare to believe in the triumph of hope over experience. Together, it's time to restore their trust.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other additional public comments online or? Okay, no additional public comments online. Moving on to agenda item number 8, building use guidelines at Bob Hope Patriotic Hall. That's going to be Justin Garza. Mr. Garza?
Good morning, Commissioners. Go to the next slide. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and for the work each of you continues to do in service to our veterans across LA County. As the Executive Director of the Warrior Heritage Foundation, I'm here to present the proposed guidelines for Bob Hope Patriotic Hall usage. We're here not to change the spirit of Bob Hope Patriotic Hall, but to help protect it, steward it, and expand its potential. This hall is a historic and sacred place, one that has long served the veteran community. But unlike other LA County assets, like the Natural History Museum, the Arboretum, or the Hollywood Bowl, Bob Hope Patriotic Hall has never had a formal use policy. That has created confusion, scheduling issues, and a lack of clear accountability. We're at a point now where the hall is more in demand than ever. Without structure, it becomes vulnerable to misuse, overuse, and missed opportunity. That's why these proposed guidelines were created, not to limit veterans, but to ensure the space truly serves them now and in the years to come. Our partnership with the Department of Military and Veteran Affairs is built on one clear mission: to make Bob Hope Patriotic Hall fully operational, activated, and utilized to improve the lives of veterans and their families. By taking on the programming, scheduling, and management of this space, the Warrior Heritage Foundation frees MVA to focus on its broader countywide mission, policy, benefits, housing, and advocacy. This is about stewardship and honoring the legacy while ensuring every event, every use of this hall drives us closer to impact, closer to healing, to connection, and to opportunity for the men and women who served. Are we at the title slide?
One slide forward.
Oh, okay.
With a Y.
Let's go. We'll move on. Until now, there's never been a formal use policy for Bob Hope Patriotic Hall, With increased demand and new investment into revitalizing this building, we have a responsibility to bring clarity and structure. These guidelines are about ensuring the hall is organized, sustainable, and always aligned with its purpose to serve veterans and their families. It's important to understand Bob Hope Patriotic Hall is a Los Angeles County building, just like the Natural History Museum, the Arboretum, or the Hollywood Bowl. None of these venues allow public use without eligibility, scheduling, mission alignment, and cost recovery. We are simply applying the same standard of stewardship to a space that serves our veterans. Oops, I'm sorry. We were supposed to be on the next slide for that. Bad at this. Next slide. This policy doesn't conflict with the California Military and Veterans Code. It actually honors it. The law allows counties to adopt reasonable rules and even permits non-veteran use to help sustain facilities, as long as veteran access is preserved. That's exactly what these guidelines do. They operationalize the statute with fairness and intent. Next slide. Without a framework, we risk overlapping bookings, mission drift, and wasted opportunities. With this structure in place, WHF and MVA can keep the hall mission aligned, prioritize events that benefit veterans, and grow support services. We are getting ahead of the future operational issues as well. Next slide. We've kept eligibility simple and inclusive. 501c19 veteran organizations may host one free event per month. 501c3 serving veterans may do quarterly. Others can still apply through partnership or sponsorships. We've built flexibility in, but added the structure we've been missing. To protect the hall, or next slide. To protect the hall and the county resources, certain event types like ticketed fundraisers, alcohol-related functions without permits, and private events require rental and review. This ensures the hall is used with integrity, safety, and alignment with its mission. Next slide. We're asking for fair cost recovery when events occur outside county hours or require extra support. This includes custodial service, AV, and security, and all of it's reinvested back into programs for veterans. That's how we sustain quality and impact. Next slide. These aren't just policies, they're multipliers. With this structure in place, we can serve more veterans, offer better programming, grow the hall's capacity, and create space for incredible events. This is how we serve more veterans, not fewer. Next slide. These guidelines are built with flexibility, transparency, and collaboration at their core. They preserve veteran access, honor the law, and elevate the potential of Bob Hope Patriotic Hall for generations to come. Next slide. Thank you for your time, your leadership, and your partnership. Let's preserve this sacred place with wisdom, mission, and honor. I look forward to your feedback and to working together to make Bob Hope Patriotic Hall the vibrant, veteran-powered hub it's meant to be. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Any commissioners, any questions?
Commissioner.
I have a question. Commissioner Jackson Kelly, previously we had a county council. Our organization met here weekly on Fridays. No, I'm sorry, monthly on Friday, the first Friday of the month. Can you give me a case scenario of the costs that would be associated with this county, with the American Legion meeting?
With an American Legion meeting, with a 501c19, it would be one free event a month. And then every other week after that, it would be a 25% discount on the prices at hand. But I believe that on that end, that Purple Heart Inn is for
I'm
free.
sorry.
Purple Heart Inn is for free. Yes, sir.
You believe that
Commissioner.
Purple Heart?
Inn is for free in the tier system.
To the basement?
Yes, Commissioner.
Commissioner Crooks, when you say one 501c3, I'm gonna just take the American Legion. There are numerous entities in the American Legion? You take one, or you take each one of them separately? An example being, County Council one, Los Angeles Post eight's another one. There's a number of posts that want to have meetings within this facility. Are each one of them considered separately, or all of them considered American Legion? But that makes a difference.
I'm not sure what the American
So,
Legion
in other words,
structure.
American Legion is a 501c19,
All right.
right? Nationally, but each entity is a 501c19 in itself. So if you say, oh, you can have one meeting a month, does that mean one meeting for the entire organization?
No, it's for each entity, I believe.
each
Each one is a
entity? So in other
501.
words, Like in this building, Post 8, on the 8th floor, right here, you have one entity, right? You have LA County Council, that's another entity in this building.
Yes.
So in other words, so you have two, that's two within this building.
You're saying multiple entities under the American Legion
So in other
banner.
words, when you say.
We'll definitely review that and make sure that it's,
Exactly. So-
yeah, and see what all this has been built for review, that very
my- so my
flexible in a
question-
sense that we can figure out what makes sense on operational strategy to protect veterans, as well as, hey, let's review each thing is reviewable, so.
So I didn't-
I'm
so
sorry.
there would be no cost associated with this free meeting once a month?
There will be costs associated, yes. Recovery costs, unless done during the day, MVA covers those costs within security and maintenance and everything else that's happening operationally during the day. All costs are essentially covered except for coordination fees and other like that.
But this is what I ask you, what is the cost associated? If we return to this one Friday night a month, what would be the cost associated with the event?
You'd have to talk to our events team about that. I can get that answer for you, but that's more within our events
So
team
it's
that has
not one-
that pay structure. I don't have a list of the pay structure.
So it's not one free
It is,
month
it is free for the event space, yes.
for the space?
Yes, for the space, yes.
But there are costs associated with the space?
Yes, because we are required to have security by our contract per with the county, that we have to hire security and everything else for people that are in the building after hours. So that security has to be covered.
What are your hours? That would be the better question.
The hours, I believe MBA is
After hours.
after hours is after MBA is left,
So,
and security is no longer posted. Yeah,
so what time? Is
that's
there a
around
specific
5
time?
o'clock, I believe.
Okay, so after 5 o'clock is what you consider after hours?
Yes.
And you have no idea what the security cost is?
No, I do not know the security cost. I'd have to get with my events team to figure it out.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll just make a statement. Your interpretation of what this building is gonna be totally different than what the 901 C3, C19s are gonna be about this building. Because the Military and Vets Code says this building belongs to them, not to the County of Los Angeles, not to you. So in other words, when this building was refurbished, it was already theirs. So consequently, when you say, well, there's a cost now all of a sudden, yeah, that's fine, but it doesn't belong to the county. You know, the county cannot say, get out. As long as Post 8 has an office here, it belongs more or less to them, more than it belongs to you.
That would have to be something that'd be ran through county council, which we have.
Please, please, do me a favor. Do me a favor and run it by county council. I would prefer you do that, because I don't want to have a big discussion or
It's
argument.
not questions I can answer.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it should
because
be a
I've
county
had that argument with county council before. Yeah, because in essence, that's not my understanding. You know, as long as they want to have them in, and there is no VSO in the world that has a meeting from 9 to 5. Every one, as long as I've been in it, if they've ever been existed, that always has them after 5 o'clock. But so for you to come in and say, oh yeah, well, we're gonna charge you if you have a meeting after 5 o'clock at night for security ever, even once a month.
Well, we have charged them for, or they get one free event a month for
Okay.
50119.
Okay, so, yeah, so,
It's not free. If there's charges for security, it's not a free event.
Well, the security is not through Warrior Heritage Foundation, it's through external companies. We can't, who's gonna pay for it? By law, we have to have security within the building to
That's-
protect
yeah,
our
the county-
historical assets. We have extremely valuable historical
the county-
assets within this building that
So it's
equate to something like the Natural History Museum.
the Natural History Museum is separate. That's a totally different organization. And I can tell you that because I worked 30 years for that,
Right.
for the Natural History Museum.
Com-
For the
Commissioner?
Credit Hall and this building, when you talk about it, when you say VSO being here after hour, that's when they have their meetings.
Commissioner,
That's been, so,
Commissioner Crooks,
I'm sorry.
can we,
Good.
Mr.
We can have
Garza?
this after hours.
Yes, sir.
Afterwards.
Yes, sir, Commissioner, so, Mr. Garza will get us an answer on
Okay.
your
My,
question.
my doors are always open. Please, we can have offline conversations as
Yeah.
well. And at any time, emails, or I'd be more than happy to discuss any of this.
Okay.
Thank you, thank
So we can talk about this afterwards.
Yeah, no worries.
Well,
you. Commissioner McFadden?
Hi, Commissioner McFadden. I have a
Sorry.
series of questions, but they're all related to the document that was presented to us. So just clarification on that. So the first one is the entire, this guideline and policy overall, is this to mean that this is the building you're saying is no longer used for any outside organization that's not a 501c3 or C19? Is this to establish that? Meaning no weddings, no.
No, it is
film?
utilized for that. This is for free use is what we're speaking of.
So this is only specifically for free.
Yes, we're trying
use.
to give the guidelines behind the free usage that comes in, especially when we're overlapping events so that we can make sure that there is access to veterans and have guidelines there. And like I said, all of it can be very reviewed, each case.
Is there a similar one for non-free usage that has some of the same restrictions on this? Or
Yes, 100%. Yes, we have contracts with everybody that comes in here that has directly what is spoken about, what their guidelines and usage are. This would be
And I guess
for the
I'm
veteran
asking specifically, are non-free usages also limited to once a month? Or is there a certain cap or limitation as the 501c3s and 501c19 organizations?
No, not at the moment. With the 501c3s, they're also welcome to, that's why we have the one free event and then they can purchase at a very high discount to be able to.
And then for confirming, these are suggested parameters. So are it listed here suggested, and you stated that these are suggested parameters. Is this something that you're asking for our input on an insight, or is there a voting process, or how are these being gauged as they're suggested, but now they're final? When does that stage happen?
This has already been implemented. in the
So it's no
system.
longer suggested.
It is suggested, but there's always changes and reviews again that can be made. So we're looking for the input of the veteran community to make sure that we're taking care of the veteran community.
Okay, and then on the eligibility criteria, and I'm sorry, I have a list of questions.
Oh, go ahead, please. Thank you.
On the eligibility criteria, on the organizations have to have a minimum of 2 years operational history or short sponsorship by a recognized partner. Does this mean that the recognized partner or sponsor will co-host the event? I just want to confirm.
That would be something I'd have to review with the sponsor, with MVA primarily.
So on this particular point, it should have to co-host an event, because if they're not meeting the 2-year criteria, which you're stating here, then it would be
Yeah.
irrelevant to just say
That's a good note. Thank
somebody
you.
else sponsored it and then they're not co-hosting the event with them.
Right. Thank you.
On the next page, is there a specific definition that you're using for veteran? It's listed throughout the document, but I just want to clarify what your definition of veteran is to ensure that it doesn't exclude or preclude any other organizations that may not meet what you're stating.
Can you give me an example?
So some people say a veteran is someone who has to have served, like VFW has one, for example. You have to have served overseas in combat, things of that nature. So what are you defining as a veteran, or is it any organization of military service?
I wouldn't say any organization of military service, but that's more
get
what
clar-
I would say,
Can we
clarity
get
on that. I can get
clarification on what
clarity.
your
Yeah.
definition
that
of
would be-
veteran is that's used throughout the document, just
Yeah,
to make sure, because there's some organizations that might be veteran facing or veteran servicing, but not specifically meeting.
And I will
any
be
of
more
those
than happy to review those because we have faced some of those as well. And like I said, everything's under review where we have implemented some free usage space that encouraged and grew the veteran community in a very bright way. So we definitely, like I said, everything is under review.
Okay. On the use limitations, I actually like the fact that, that you have specifically called out the VSOs to have the event space free once per month. Because there are a lot of organizations that do that. I am curious though with the cost associated with that, which is why I was asking about the times. Because I think to add more clarity to some of the questions that were being asked on that point, is the free space or the cost recovery only paid outside of that once a month? Or is that free usage always always incurring these cost recovery prices?
We're always utilizing the cost recovery prices to have an event here for security or anything else. There are costs associated that it has to come from somewhere.
And is that only outside? You have noted, oh, if outside standard use or normal business hours, which are two different things. So standard use is standard use and normal business hours is a separate thing. So those security, custodial, and AV equipment that you have asterisk here are where the costs associated with those. But the site management costs, that's just oversight in general. But on the printed document, you're stating that there are no costs associated with them if they're for standard use or within normal business hours.
There is still management fees acquired.
Okay.
But again, case by case basis, depending on what's being had and coordination fees. We do have coordinators that are offered to whatever event comes in. So I do know that there are fees there, but on the, whenever it's going on, whenever MVA is in hours, a lot of those fees are basically wiped out.
And if there are coordinator fees or management fees that are associated with an organization, potentially, if if it's a recurring organization, would those continue to have the same management or coordination fees because they already have established what they're going to do for that day? I don't know. It's a question.
I get it.
that
Yeah,
I'm
I
asking.
think I would have to review that question and get back to you on that.
And then on the evaluation process, you have an outline that's requiring an application form. Is there a minimum for the expected attendance or participants in order to qualify for any of these?
No, not that I'm aware of at the moment. I may be corrected later and like, why'd you say that? No, but not that I'm aware of. There's no minimum that we're looking at.
It's just an inquiry in general on expected
Yeah.
attendance.
Mhm.
Okay.
And there is an application fee to partner with MVA that we provide to get some of these costs covered as well with scholarships and other.
You said there's an application fee as well?
No, there's an application to apply for these scholarships through MVA
Okay,
to be able to cover those costs that can't be covered.
okay. And then I think my last question is the room pricing and tiers discount. These are only for the paid, anything that's in the paid category, is that correct?
On the schedule.
Number seven.
Number
your room
7.
Pricing and discount tiers, and you have a list of different
Yes,
locations.
yes.
This would only apply for anything that is requiring payment after the one free event, whenever that occurs.
Yes. Let me review that and find out exactly what the intent behind that operational standard is, but I
Those are
can
my
get back to you on
questions.
Can you go back, do me one favor,
it.
check with the CAO? Because this is another example of their short memory. Now, 3 or 4 years ago, they were supposed to cover all costs of any costs associated with veterans service organizations having meetings in this building. There was supposed to be no cost. I'm not talking about special events or anything like that. But any meetings by a veteran service organization, we're talking about a federally chartered veteran service organization, had a meeting at this building at night, because that's when they have meetings. You know, and I met with the CAO personally. And we've talked and I talked personally with county council, and that was the agreement. And all of a sudden, their short memory, all of a sudden, after 2 years, that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
And after we have a new CAO, everybody forgets. So please, please check with them again.
I think in our operational, what we're looking at is where did those costs come from?
You know, the cost, what they're supposed to be funding, that's supposed to come out of county funds. That's not supposed to come out of department's funds.
Which would be
They're supposed to
MBA.
give that to you. You know, that's
Which
not
would be
supposed to come out.
MBA, which is the scholarships that we have
Yeah.
applied for that can cover the cost.
Yeah,
for
That's
the-
not, that's
Thank
not
you.
supposed to be a cost for the department.
Commissioner
Supposed to be
McFadden, that was your, fine, thank you.
I'm not jumping on you.
No, I
But
get it.
yeah,
It's
but that's
good
That's
feedback.
supposed to be included in the budget.
Commissioner. Palmer?
Few questions. I think you answered one of them. Upon the first relationship with MBA and Warrior Heritage Foundation, there were, I believe you're calling them scholarships. They were essentially grants to help with the facilitation of organizations using the building Bob Hope. Is that still in effect then?
Yes.
Okay, and those types of grants and scholarships could be potentially used to assist with these vendorized security, maintenance,
Yes.
and things of the building. The only question I have with that is there a accepted vendor list, or is it solely through the contract of Bob Hope in the county facility, as far as security, maintenance, and everything goes? It's the question I would have.
I would say as long as they have their specific qualifications that they need to be a proper security company and elsewhere, we would be more than happy to let whoever comes in for the events choose their own security company. Now, during the hours of MVA, it is through Allied Universal.
Yeah, okay, perfect. And, we could connect on a Discord unless you know exactly what the process is to potentially vendorize a company for Bob Hope for such events like a weekend event where a nonprofit 501c3 or 501c19 were able to essentially trade off on professional services
Yeah.
that could be offered here as well.
Yeah, we would definitely be more than willing to look at that. And
Awesome.
like I said, everything's under review and looking for feedback and how we make these better for the veteran community.
Perfect. Yeah. And the main reason I do that is I'm primarily trying to focus on veteran ran companies, veteran led companies. And I know there are several security companies in Los Angeles County that are VOB, the veteran owned businesses, to where we would love to give them a shot at county resources as well.
100%.
Thank you.
Commissioner Noyo?
So, as a public agency, it's always in the best interest for the county to partner with and recognize nonprofits that provide a public benefit. So if we are going to charge nonprofits that provided public benefit, it almost seems like we're actually perhaps maybe incentivizing their existence by charging them. There's a reason why they're nonprofits, because they're not making money. They're there to provide a service. And yet, as a county, as a public agency who has public funds for the purpose of the public good, is asking nonprofits, specifically if the nonprofits are specifically tailored to veteran services, to pay for a building whose now used is for mostly for veterans. I find that very confusing. So I would ask that the commission, since this is the first time I'm hearing of this, and I've been here now 2 years, 3 years, it seems like forever. that, we should be briefed as to how this came about without our knowledge, because we are supposed to provide recommendations to the Board of Supervisors. And I think they need to know that some of these policies are not potentially achieving what they should be achieving, and that is to ensure that the nonprofits that provide a public benefit specifically to the veteran community, that these policies are not advocating for that. They're very highly likely discouraging the participation of those agencies because they can't afford to pay for all of these services. So I would just mention this. There's many public agencies, the county included, cities included, and the state, that run services, and those services are not charged to the communities. And sometimes those services are actually free. Parks and recreation. We don't pay, most citizens do not pay the full cost. And oftentimes it's 20 or 30% of the actual cost of those programs. Yet here we're asking that they pay the total cost of bringing someone in at a time and a half or whatever that cost is going to be. So I would ask the commission that we entertain, a report of some sort, something back to us so we can evaluate it and potentially provide recommendations going forward, that in the future that, perhaps maybe the Board of Supervisors ought to request that this be looked at a little more in depth to ensure that, public agency is fulfilling its role, which is to provide services, to those most in need.
Thank you, Commissioner, for your comments. I believe what we're trying to do actually exists in the same vein, and to protect these smaller nonprofits to come in and utilize the space. We are offering a free event once a month. And as well, as we've seen a massive influx in the Bob Hope Patriotic Call, and a lot of these, and it's been widely known that a lot of veterans and these organizations and people don't know about Bob Hope Patriotic Call, and we're actually presenting it a lot more to come and utilize Bob Hope Patriotic Call. So we have a massive influx coming in, and then we also have very large nonprofit organizations that are not hurting for money in any manner whatsoever, in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And they come in and they're the same standards and hold their events for free all month long, every time that they want, and monopolize the situation and not allowing smaller nonprofits to be able to utilize it in a fair manner that serves the entire veteran population. We only have so much capacity in this building. So what we're trying to do is operationalize the capacity and be able to utilize it in a fair environment.
A couple more questions. As we mentioned earlier, you said it's not proposed anymore. It's already been implemented. How long has this been implemented for?
Probably for the past month. I
Okay.
don't have an exact date for you. I'm sorry.
So about a month or so, because I know we had this document last month and it was already proposed at that time. So maybe about 2 months.
About that, yes, about that time frame, month and a half.
Okay. And then is it possible for us to get an audit of usage? Because you've indicated that there are a number of veteran organizations that have been using it. So I'm assuming that at some point, someone went through and said, we have all these organizations that are using it
Yep.
more than once a month. It would be better for us to limit that activity. So would that be something that you would be able to provide to us for review?
Absolutely. We have, Warrior Heritage Foundation is fully transparent on all of our business.
Okay. And
transactions.
based upon that, I'm not sure if you were collecting data on how many organizations, what the organization's attendance was at those events that they were holding. Is that
I don't believe we have
information?
that data.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Just curious, but that would be great if we could have that information.
And a lot of this is organizing the relationship between Warrior Heritage Foundation on the, operationally, getting it operationalized, and MVA. So we've had a lot of cross pollination of events and like who has this event, who doesn't have this event, and different. So some of the data is obscure. But I can generate as much as I possibly
Yeah,
can.
whatever the most comprehensive
Yeah.
way, because as we're talking about, there's multiple organizations that are holding more events than once a month. I'm assuming this is what spurred this on.
Mhm.
It would be nice to understand what organization specifically are doing this. So it gives us a better picture of why the need for such a thing. I'd
Absolutely.
also like for the record to reiterate what most of our commissioners have stated, that this building and the usage has been, to my knowledge, as long as I've been using it and been here as a partner and holding nonprofit events here, that it has been free usage to veteran organizations. And perhaps in this guideline, still allowing the once a month is fine, but once a month for free. Anything outside of that once a month comes with the charges. And that might be an adjustment to what you're doing, but I would say at least the once a month, if you're doing something, that would be more understandable.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
than what
and
you proposed
it-
here.
absolutely been used by those veteran organizations quite a bit. But one of the main reasons for this as well is it's been used by other organizations that are not veteran organizations, also getting the same benefits that we're also trying to prevent from to protect the veteran community. There have been people coming in saying that they are veterans, this is a veteran organization, and they've been utilizing it for quite some time. And we finally found that out and was able to say, no, that's not. what we're
And
doing."
I definitely I don't want misuse, and I appreciate that. I do feel that there should be some recognition that the legitimate nonprofit and veteran organization should not have to pay the price for the abuse of other false veteran organizations. And my last question is, there was a time when I was my civilian job where we had events here. We had to prove that we were a nonprofit, but also in good standing, and it was for a certain amount of time. Is that something that you're also doing with these organizations?
Right now, we're vetting their 501c status but we can definitely implement that
I
because I
would
like
suggest
that.
that you vet not only that they are a 501c, but they're
But they're in good
active and in
standing.
good standing, because those are where you're gonna have those organizations that fall beneath the cracks, that are not necessarily doing what's intended for your purpose here.
Yes, I do appreciate that comment. I like
And
that.
then if I may also add, since the suggestion was to provide some data for the commission to look at, if you could include in that data that I would be interested to know, what is the cost today that is expensed on these things that you're charging during the day? You know, so what is it that the county or you are spending versus what's the cost if you were extending that? Let's say if you look at your data and you see that the vast majority of after hours is during the week from 5 to 9. So what would it cost to just extend the hours, routinely from 5 to 9, versus charging everybody? It may actually be something that maybe the county might actually say, you know what, we're going to do this for the veterans. So
Well, I
it'd
do
be
know
good
that
to
we
know
have
what
brought
that
on
utilization looks like.
we have brought on other entities and just like, as you said, veteran-owned ones as well that run at an actually cheaper price that we have looked at because extending those hours does actually elevate price quite significantly.
I'm sorry, what was that? That's why?
Running certain services like security and other with the contracts that are at hand extend the budget significantly. So like we've reduced those costs by going with some other entities outside of ours, not having to go with the specific companies that are being used by the county.
Just one more comment, if you don't mind. Just so you know, when last time when I spoke to the CEO, that was one of the things that was brought up, that Bob Hope Patriotic Call should extend the hours instead of 9 to 5. It should be from like 9 to 9. So that included any VSO or veteran service organization to have meetings or be available to have meetings outside there. That way, it wouldn't be a problem.
That's
Yeah.
outside of my realm. That would be more the county Department of
And
Healthcare and
that should be
Veteran
the county,
Affairs.
and I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
So that way there would be no charge. Because my problem is, like I said, you're talking about a building that was built by veteran service organizations. And now you're gonna turn around and charge them for if they want to have 2 meetings a month or 3 meetings a month, as long as they're a federally charged service organization, and they're not charging for anything, why can't they have 2 meetings a month? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm sorry. To me, that's nothing wrong with that.
Again, it's more on the monopolization issue and the capacity that we have within the building.
As long as you're capable of handling that.
Well, thank you for fielding our concerns, and I did
But
want
this
to
is
add.
veteran, this is supposed to be for veterans.
Well, as a
That's what-
positive note, I did want to add that I have been present at several events in the last few months here at Bob Hope Patriotic Hall, where I know that the county was gracious enough to extend some of these services for these organizations. And I have also been here to watch the pressures of facilitating certain events fall on the shoulders of individuals who were employees here at Bob Hope Patriotic Hall, in which, knowing myself as a veteran and a hard worker, I wouldn't wish that type of burden on anybody. So I am truly grateful that we are talking about systematizing a service and having direct oversight of an organization and is willing to take that burden that some of the staff members here at Bob Hope Patriotic Hall have taken. I look forward to some of these, and I think we're going to probably find if we do the audit of usage and we look at this expensed extra cost, I think we are probably going to find that several months ago, the county was going above and beyond with a lot of its facilities managers and services to do exactly what we are doing. I hope that maybe there's a compromise in between these as we start to evolve a working relationship.
My whole thing is, I just want the county to step up and do what it promised to do. And right now, they're not doing, and what you guys are doing is saying, well, we want to just make it, but they're not doing what they promised to do 3 years ago.
I
They're
would
not
have to hear
doing-
what their
And you're
promise
saying,
was.
we don't want to go on the hole, let's make it even, and that's not right.
Well, I don't think there's a recorded promise on that I have.
I have it,
Why?
and if I need to, I'll go to the board.
Okay.
I'm just saying what I need to do.
That's why I've given what I'm given, and then at the end, we just have to operationalize what is given and how do we
I will go to the board if I need
utilize
to
the
do things.
resources.
That's if I'll do what I have to, but I've gone to the CAO, I've talked to the CAO, I've talked to the board before, and I've gotten that promise, and like I said before, I've had numerous people go to county council, they've all agreed with me, and each and every time, every 2 or 3 years, this comes up, and they say, oh, no, it's all done, and they've come to this commission before, and the commission has understandably said, oh, yeah, we'll back off, and we're not gonna charge the service organization to do that. Every 2 or 3 years, it comes back again and says, now we're gonna charge again. And it's not right. I'm sorry. You just can't keep doing that. And this has gone on for like at least 5 or 6 years. And I'm sorry. It's not just you.
No,
Thank
You know,
you,
I've
Commissioner.
fought
I
this-
just only
I've fought
deal with
this
what I'm
in
given.
front of this commission. I fought this fight with the Board of Supervisors. I fought this fight with the CAO, and it's not right. I keep getting promises, and they go along for a while, and then after the corporate memory fades after 2 years. So I want it on the record. Again, I'm bringing that out.
Yes.
All right?
Chair
Absolutely.
Gutierrez, can I,
Please do me a
can I
favor
request
and
from the
check
commission
with the county
to
council
approach this
on what
when
the
it's
interpretation
time?
of the Milltown Vets Code, because the county is supposed to provide that money for oversight. You, the department, are not responsible for doing that. The county is supposed to provide that, so they're not supposed to be extra, no one's supposed to pay that extra money.
Again, that would be
Thank you.
the Department of Military and
The Vets
Veteran
Affairs is not
Affairs.
supposed, it's supposed to be in their budget.
Yeah.
Thank you, Commissioner.
One
Thank
more
you, sir.
question. Is there,
You can
I
move
think it's
on.
the last question. I just want to know, is there a calendar of events so that people, when they're when they're looking or trying to reserve dates, do you have an active calendar so they know
We-
what's blocked and what's used?
We do. We have an internal
sorry.
calendar that they can definitely get with our events team and find out.
But it's not, there's not one externally
I get
for,
it.
okay.
Is there any way you can provide us with a schedule of fees?
Yeah, we do have scheduled fees on our website,
Okay,
bobhopehall.com.
okay, that's on the website. So, and that'll include, so the building rentals, maybe some security fees, like at least, it doesn't have, to- I'm sure with security, it fluctuates. So it might, maybe a band, of a range of what the security cost would be, or?
I don't have that information. The security costs are not on the website. It's more
Okay.
the space fees.
Okay.
Whatever, again, using external companies, it's whatever they charge us. And we try to find the best budgeted and best service, high quality as well. So.
Okay.
And we work with we have somebody specifically dedicated to helping VSOs figure out how to have their meeting here and
Okay.
what those costs to entail.
Oh, Commissioner Palmero?
Yes, 30 minutes later. No, I'm just kidding. I did want to say thank you so much. Again, just piggybacking on all the work that the building has done, that MBA has done to this date. I know that we had, as veteran women, we've had a lot of veteran women's events, and they were behind us 100%. The staff, the county staff has been amazing. And so it is going to be very interesting to see as we work with the foundation to try to get these wrinkles ironed out. And so, when we know better, we do better. And I'm grateful for the ability to have this discussion. But I think that I think accessibility is really great. So I'm glad that you are on the website. I hope that along with the pricing, the ability to sign up or request events are made a little bit easier because I know that there's been a couple of people who've had issues. But again, it's kind of new. You being here is kind of new. And I just hope that we can all just find common ground and have access to information because when we don't have access to information, it does make it challenging, right? Trust becomes an issue. And that's why there is so much passion with my fellow commissioners about these, surrounding these questions. And so that's just what I want to encourage, us to all just hopefully think about and have is the ability to access, the ability to information, the ability to be able to ask those questions, and they're not hidden. And there's no favoritism, right? This group is not being favored over this other group, and the pricing is going to be standard and with the different exceptions, but there's no, family discount or family access that we would be able to do. So just thank you so much for answering those questions and for the passion that's on this commission. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. We are completely transparent in what we do. Some of the accessibility has been, as we're a new organization that is partnered with MBA, we have been figuring out we've been having to kind of untangle the operational standards of how we do business and getting away from a county model more into an operational model. And so, I mean, not saying operational and business wise and how we can run events in here efficiently. So we are learning things as we go. And if anything on the website is confusing or has accessibility problems, please email us, let us know if you have any issues. We have an open door policy and we would like to get those fixed immediately. And to sign up, we have numbers on the website. If anybody needs events specifically to the people that it needs to go to, and they will, we have a full-time staff that will answer any questions that you have.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Garza. We appreciate you taking our feedback and we
Thank
look.
you.
So that was agenda item number 8. Moving on to agenda item number 9, the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs. And we have Mr. Leslie here for that.
Hey, Chair, this is Jim Zenner, Director. I'm on the line here.
Hey, Director.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to weigh in on the last agenda item. So nothing happens in the department without my approval. So that's something this schedule fee is something that I discussed in length with Warrior Heritage Foundation. Right now, the county budget has many constraints. So that's something that I'm not sure how aware the commission is of some of our challenges budgetarily. So that's part of what we're dealing with. It actually came from the board to look for ways to innovate and create more sustainability and less reliance on net county costs. So this is a way to create fairness and also not put additional budget constraints on a county that is looking at where are we going to find funding to continue doing homeless, maintain the same level of homeless services and some of those other services that really keep people alive in our county. So I just want to point that out. There's also a practice with Parks and Rec where they do charge a sliding fee. So this isn't something that's just, akin to only the Department of Military Veteran Affairs. This is several other county departments also do charge sliding fees. I wish we were in a situation to where we did have the funding to have it open to anybody, no matter what. We're just not in that situation. So I just want to be honest and open with the commission on some of the challenges that we're having as a county family and where some of this money would have to be pulled in order to maintain free use, as many times as the good nonprofits and 501c19s out there want to participate in events. With that, I think, a next step for the department would be to ask county council to come and weigh in to the next commission meeting around the legality of the state statute. So that's the next step. I think that makes sense on my end and something that chair and vice chair, I'll get with you offline to see how you guys would like to proceed in inviting county council. But yeah, I know it's a very tricky situation. And you all know me. When I came on board, it was all about opening access to the community. And it was all about, really encouraging folks to come use Bob Hope Patriotic Hall. And that's going to continue. But as Justin alluded to, there are some unfairness, to the situation, and we want to create a structure to where it is fair for everybody. So that's, those are my thoughts. Just like there was a recommendation to do a recommendation to the board around looking into this, it might be an opportunity to do a recommendation to the board to look into possible funding for it. I can tell you that probably would come back around to the department to look for it. So that's something that we can look for as a department, is that funding. So I will do that, and I will start I will look at pricing out what it would cost and putting that into our budget request. If you're not familiar with county budget requests, there's two budget cycles. There's the regular budget, and then there's of course supplemental budget. Thank you. And so we make budget requests, and if they're able to be funded, great. But sometimes they go in the unmet needs. So that is a highly likely course of action that would happen at this point, given all the budgetary constraints. But happy to do that if this commission makes a recommendation to do so. Other department updates. So the chief deputy director, her last day, Zuleda Santana, was yesterday. She moved on to the executive office, which is the administrative arm for the county and the board of supervisors. It's a really critical role, especially with the passage of Measure G. So really happy for her in this new opportunity. She's moving from a department of a budget of around 20 million to a budget of around 350 million. Executive office is going to have a lot of hurdles to overcome to really make sure that Measure G goes by smoothly as the taxpayers voted for. So, she's not moving far. She's moving into a very noble next step for the county family. And we certainly appreciate everything that she's done for the county. That creates a vacancy. Right now I'm working with DHR Talent Acquisition to put out a job posting widely and open, not just internal to county, but open to the public. Right now, CEO and our department are working on making sure that when the job posts, the right salary range is posted. Because right now the department was originally budgeted for an R12 for the director and an R9 for the chief deputy director. We were the lowest rated director and chief deputy directors in the county, which created salary compression issues that came up, I think last year when the commission was looking at the structure of the department. So there was an agreement to move those salaries up to an R15 and R13 respectively. So the reason why I have not posted it today and I'm holding on the posting is until we get those salary ranges correct, so that we can attract the best person possible for that position. So just an update on that. I'm anticipating the posting will go out within the next month or two at the most. And with that, just want to introduce Mr. Stephen Leslie. Asked him to come on as a consultant to do operational management and consulting, to take a look at the structure of the department, make recommendations around leadership and structure. And he's been with us a little over a week. And Stephen, would you care to introduce yourself to the commission and any updates in your end?
Stephen Leslie, was in the Navy from 2014 to 2022. Sorry?
I can't hear you.
Okay.
Some of us have hard hearing.
Yeah. Stephen
job.
Leslie. I was in the Navy from 2014 to 2022. My formal education is in business. I'm currently getting my MBA and have a history after the military being in operations, specifically in private equity and looking at management consulting type of work. So I'm just excited to be here to honestly service veterans in the best way I can, and just help with this mission overall. So thank you.
And Chair, we're open for any questions at this point from the commission
Thank you,
or any
Director.
feedback. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Commissioners, any questions for the director? Commissioner, no? No
And
questions.
if-
Martin, Commissioner Palmero, any questions?
I did have a question, but it has more to do with the award that was received for the county. So I don't know if this is the appropriate time or I can wait till afterwards. Okay, I'll do it now. So there was an award that was given to the county and it was highlighting all of the efforts that were done for veteran women. And so I just wanted to know, does that come with any grants or anything else that would be able to be used to help continue to support our veteran women on a larger scale?
To my knowledge, the NACO awards do not come with any grant or funding opportunities, unfortunately.
Okay, that was my only question. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
if I could,
congratulations.
oh, thank you very much, Commissioner. Zuli put a lot of hard work into that, as everybody knows. So very, very happy for her to get that award and the fact that our logo gets to be on her work. One other update that I definitely should share. So the department's been looking into the issues around trans veterans or trans service members being separated from the military. I think everybody's probably seen that in the news. Obviously, that's a great concern to the county and in our department. We've reached out to the LGBTQ Commission, LA County Commission, that was started up last year. So we've had conversations with them. 2 of their 15 commissioners are veterans themselves. They're both Navy veterans. So we've been really kind of working with them to kind of think through, like, how do we make sure that there's safe and trusted messengers in the community for when they come back to LA County. We've had a few conversations with the VA, their LGBTQ coordinators, and kind of learned kind of what is going on the ground that they're seeing in the VA so far. And so I think there's going to be opportunity in the future where the LGBTQ Commission is going to come out to this commission to talk about issues, maybe provide public comment. But just I wanted everybody to know that, we are looking into that and figuring out how we can best prepare for those mean, really traumatic exit from the military. I'll just say I've worked with a lot of veterans who were medically discharged out of the military against their will, because of injuries sustained in the military, and that was traumatic in and of itself. But this type of discharge has a layer of what we've heard so far is betrayal from their country. And so we're very mindful of that. We're also hoping to pull in the Department of Mental Health and Public Health to make sure behavioral health needs are met and military cultural competency is acquired by those providing services specifically to that population. So just wanted to flag that for everybody. It's still a little bit early, but the conversations are going well, and our conversations with the LGBTQ Commission, they're very interested in working with this commission to do some good work here in LA County specific to the LGBTQ community. And that's it on my end.
Great. Thank you, Director. So that was agenda item number 9. Moving on to agenda item number 10, future agenda items. Yeah. So any future agenda items, we do look like we have a pretty packed schedule. They were trying to fill any other agenda items, or we commissioners? No.
You
Nope.
too.
Was that Commissioner Jackson Kelly? Nope, we're good.
The building guidelines, like make sure they come back.
So we're requesting veteran Warrior Heritage Foundation
Yes,
with guideline updates. Okay,
yes, please.
okay.
I promise to calm myself, calm down.
And that request is made by Commissioner Crooks.
I'm sorry, but also we have a list of the future agenda items as well, right? We're still sticking with those?
So that's the list right there. Commissioner,
These are the same.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what our process is of pulling down some of these agenda items, nor am I a fan of making such a suggestion. However, I would like to pose to the committee or to the commission, my apologies, to the commission for the consideration of trying to get a final decision on these West LA agenda items. It seems to keep being pushed back. And for the sense of us burning out on topics that may not be addressed, I'd like us to talk about how we may proceed on removing these from future agenda items if we could get a finalized statement that the VA is not going to be making a statement on these items.
okay, I think we can follow up with the department and see what the response has been, because I think we've been sitting in they're waiting for approval phase. So but I don't know if that's ever gonna come. So we can follow up with the department and see kind of where we're at. And if we don't have any kind of change or update by next meeting, maybe we look to scrub.
I think that's appropriate.
Okay. All right, any comments from the commission? Does that sound like?
Yeah, I think there needs to be, I do agree that there needs to be some timeline of response because some of these get pushed to the next month and the next month and subsequently it just never gets addressed, which is seemingly just a dismissal of our interest and what we're needing to report to the community because this is things that we're needing to move forward on. So having a response or a definitive, hey, we've been trying for X amount of times to contact you. Are you not willing to discuss these issues with us? And then, collectively coming up with a statement saying we've vetted this and we'll try again in 6 months, or 3 months or whatever. But I do agree that this is getting lengthy and it doesn't seem like there's any response.
It's really new.
Or the non-response is a response.
We're getting to a point where we're not going to be able to read those pretty soon and see how much those.
Commissioner Jackson Kelly?
And The other thing is, I see that the women's program is still on there. I had requested that some time ago and she did come. So is there an additional request that she come back?
Yeah, especially with the women's clinic that's opening up in, the Antelope Valley this fall.
For Antelope Valley?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can, for the women's program, can we specify that that's for the Antelope Valley Women's Clinic? Is that correct? So, okay, so for
So I
the,
think we need to be specific.
so future agenda item number one, women's program, be specific to Antelope Valley Women's Clinic. Okay. Any other comments or? Okay. So that's future agenda items number 10, number 11, commissioner announcements. Any commissioner announcement, Commissioner Crooks? Any commissioner announcements?
Yes.
I think I've had quite
You've,
enough.
you've used up all your time.
I've got enough for today.
I appreciate you acknowledging that.
I have an announcement.
Commissioner Jackson Kelly.
Yes, on August the 2nd, there will be a backpack giveaway here at the Patriotic Hall, Bob Hope Patriotic Hall, and that's being done by the Veterans Advocacy Group of America. And they are requesting some assistance with this program because the cutoff was supposed to be 300 and the person that was supposed to do the cutoff did not do it. So they're up to 500 requests. So if there's any organization that can help out financially, physically, or mentally, they are requesting assistance.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner McFadden? No comment. I think we skipped Commissioner Palmero. Commissioner Palmero, do you have any commissioner announcements?
I do not have any commissioner announcements. Thank you.
Thank you. Nothing from the vice chair. Commissioner Fulmer?
Yes, as normal, per usual. Bunker Social was great last Monday, so Bunker Social now operates from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on every Monday at West LA VA and now at Sepulveda VA. Last Monday alone, we were able to provide free lunch to over 200 veterans. So I was really inspired by that. So if you happen to find yourself at West LA VA, it's every Monday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Outside of Building 306, which is the Peer Center. And if you are near Sepulveda VA, it is outside, it was behind Building 4 and 5 and the Recreation on 10 at 9700 Woodley Avenue. We are there as well from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. providing lunch. We hope to see you and really happy about all the veteran engagement that has been happening this last month. Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry, where
Oh.
did you say the location is at West LA?
At West LA, it's in front of the Peer Center. That's Building 306 on the North Campus. Some veterans may know it as the old canteen or the North Campus
Yeah.
canteen. So it's right out in front of it. You
By
can't
the
miss it.
barber shop?
Yeah, pretty close to the barber shop. You
Yeah.
can't miss it. About 10 white tents and tons of tents and a live band out there.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Noyola? Thank you. So that's it for commissioner announcements. Moving on to agenda item number 12, public comment on agenda items, specific to agenda items. Do we have any?
This only on agenda items or just?
Is it
Only,
the
this is,
agenda item?
this is for just agenda items.
Agenda items.
Okay, we'll figure it out. So Jay Morales? So, sir, this is for agenda items that we've just, thank you, sir. You'll have 3 minutes when you begin. Nope, not yet.
Jim, I'm sorry you're not here. I've been trying to get a hold of you for the last 3 days.
Thank you, thank you.
Last Friday, I missed you then, I missed you on Monday, and but that's okay. I got a hold of the agenda yesterday. And,
Perfect.
this is just to let you know that, we're putting this on the record,
Absolutely.
right?
You,
Am I talking-
no, right there, that thing.
This mic.
Yeah,
Okay, here we go.
whenever you're ready.
This is to inform you that the American Legion County Council of all the posts of LA County unanimously endorsed a resolution put on by the charter tenant and the last remaining reason why you have this building and why you have a commission under state law and federal law, which we fought to keep 40 years ago. We owe the existence of this building and everything we do to Supervisor Kenneth Hahn, Janice's husband. And on his kitchen table, he taught me how to do this because I chaired this commission and served on it for 8 years back in the 70s and 80s. All right, now, that being said, we officially put into the record that we want to support a parking structure, multi-level, multi-purpose in our parking lot. And that's our next objective. Our first objective, and the last time that I addressed all of you was 2 years ago in August of 24, excuse me, when we were advocating to make this a landmark, a federal landmark. In November, Veterans Week of November 2023, the resolution that we wrote 25 years ago for our 75th anniversary and for the 50th year of the end of World War II, which kept being delayed and put back by the county, finally got to see some light. It was originated on Kenny Hahn's kitchen table. That's when we started planning to protect this building for federal status so that it would be protected for the next 100 years. And now we have it. So I don't know any of you except for Hugh that I recruited into the Legion Post 8 many years ago, and Pat that's known me since Jackie Robinson Post. Bobby Brown and I came into the Legion together. We're the adjutants. And anyway, the bottom line is this. We desperately need a parking structure, and we're letting you know that we're doing that. But in this letter, you'll see that I publicly addressed the county council of the Los Angeles Board of Supervisors on the day that the Warrior Heritage Foundation was approved. Jim and I were there when the 3 items came up in front of the Board of Supervisors, and I spoke on them. And in speaking about them, on the 4th paragraph, I said, I am here today to request and strongly advocate for a multi-purpose, multi-story vehicle parking structure on a strategically located property adjacent to Bob Hope Patriotic Hall, which currently serves as a street parking level for 72 cars. We're advocating for a minimum 500, plus a transit center, plus 4 floors to address the needs of this building and the department.
Thank you, sir.
That's all. Thank you. You've been informed.
Appreciate it. Public comment, please state your name and the agenda item that you will be addressing.
I apologize. I didn't write the agenda item. It has to do with 2 things. Patriotic Hall. I've been sitting on my phone. I might have misunderstood the gentleman. There is no schedule of fees
Okay.
for this building on their public website. I've gone through it 3 times. And that was something he said was already there. But he seemed very ill prepared for financial questions regarding the use of this building. The second thing has to do with Mr. Zenner's, Director Zenner's comments. Just to make it a public awareness, I know that I've left flyers already. There is a rainbow meetup that includes our trans veterans that meets in the Pierce Center every other Thursday. And our women's group continues to do well. We had 17 this week. So thank you.
Thank you. For the record, those are agenda items 8 and 9. Any other public comments? Any other public comments in regards to the agenda items online? Public comment? Nothing online? So no further public comment online or in person. Moving from agenda item number 12 to agenda item number 13. And again, thank you everyone for putting up with the AC situation here. And we look forward to seeing you guys next month, hopefully with AC. So this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.